Let's see. Hope you had a good weekend. My weekend was great. Elizabeth, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Hopefully you guys had an amazing Labor Day weekend. How to finesse? Oh, my live chat or the name. Hey, sexy man, what's up, girl? How are you? I apologize. It's Labor Day. Hey, I know you had me a little confused. Hola, chulo. What's up, Moreno Teresa? I love your shirt. Hey, this is the face I be giving people, like without giving it. Like if I wear this shirt and you say something, Cynthia, ¿cómo estás? If you say something pretty dumb, just know this is how I'm looking at you. Okay, just letting you know. V, ¿cómo estás? Good. Just spend time with the family. Hey, that's the best. Spending some time with the friends and family, whatever it is. As long as you get relax this Labor Day weekend, that's all that matters. So we're gonna get into the questions again. I'm gonna start answering right now. Make sure everything's recording. All right, let's get into this. Your little Susia questions. I'm 35 female dating 28-year-old male. I've never dated a guy that was much younger, and he's super into me, and I am too, but I feel like I'm holding back because of our age gap. What do you think? I mean, I get it. 7-year difference, especially if they're in their 20s. Are they still looking to settle down? Are they looking to settle down? Are they looking to have something serious with you? But because in their 20s, they're probably still in that mindset. You never know. But again, age is just a number. There's some people who are a lot more mature for their age. And so he could be 28 and still be a pretty mature person. But that just totally depends, right? Do his actions say that he's pretty mature? He's pretty serious? I think you should worry about that more compared to what he's telling you. Because he can tell you that he wants to be mature. He's trying to be, he wants to be your cinnamon apple, whatever the case, right? But is his actions actually saying that, right? So definitely pay attention to the actions, because I can tell you whatever you want. But also remember, where were you at 28? Like, were you out still trying to have fun? Were you in a serious relationship? Where were your friends at 28? Were they looking to settle down? Because sometimes they're 28. Maybe they're still in their party phase, So definitely something to think about. Just pay attention to the actions at the end of the day. How was the Nelly concert? The Nelly concert was amazing. I had a great time of my life watching Nelly, Ja Rule, Eve, Chingy. I think that was all that was there. Jaquan was there. So, all right, let's get into the next one. My new man is really into dirty talk while we're in bed, but it's not something I'm used to. Can you give me some ideas? I mean, there's some guys like to be called something. Like if you want to, they like to be called daddy, poppy, or telling them that, hey, this is your cat. Whose cat is this? You F this cat pretty good. Something like that. You have to figure out what your person likes, because maybe he's into some like weird stuff too. You never know. Like maybe he's like some different type of dirty talk. So dirty talk, of course I can give you a bunch of different things, but what if you say one of the things and your person doesn't like that type of dirty talk? This is why you try to figure out your person. Like maybe when you guys are being intimate, say something new, say something you haven't said before, and see how he reacts to it. And maybe it turns him on a lot, or maybe afterwards he's gonna be like, yo, I loved it when you were saying, you were telling me these things. So, because again, everybody is different when it comes to dirty talk. Because there was that somebody sent a question in saying that they got the ick from the guy from saying, I think he called it like a little rooster or something like that. That's why I'm like saying, just don't say some like really outlandish things, Don't be like, F me like your mom or something like that. Because then I would have stopped and been like, what? So just be careful on what you tell them or what you tell them. Make sure it's just not super outlandish type of things. Just want to say I appreciate you sharing your male point of view so graciously. Gracias. No, I appreciate you, Jenny. Thank you for watching and listening to the videos. So, all right, let's get into the next one. So he sent me a pic of the D, and I was hooked. We finally hooked up, and it seemed smaller. Anyways, it kept slipping out. No, I don't mess around to be loose. I heard that if it keeps slipping out, it's because he's small. Is that true? I blamed myself for a while. So if it kept slipping out, maybe the positions you guys were doing did not benefit his size. Like maybe trying other positions that where it's not going to be slipping out. And again, if they send you a D pic or a D video, also take that with a grain of salt, because they might be doing whatever. They probably worked on the angles for a little while, right? Like if I take an angle, like if I take a video like this at this angle, it makes it look massive, right? Or if I take a picture at this angle, it makes it look huge. And then when you see it in person, you're just going to be like, oh, fuck is this? It went from this to this real quick, right? Or again, there's some people will do whatever, like they'll do the most. They'll send you a Google image. Like they'll find something that's not even theirs and they'll send you that too. So that again, if they send you something, see, even Whistlebait says she has been defished. Okay. And that is a thing. Because if they're not big enough, they probably know if they're not big enough. So if they send you something, they got to make it look nice and juicy, nice and huge for you. Because maybe in person you'll be like, well, we're here already. Might as well keep going. So you got to be careful on those two as well. Maybe have him FaceTime you while he's doing it or something like that. I don't know. But again, take it with a grain of salt if you've never seen it before, just because they could be defishing, because kind of like some people think that they're like, let's see under the hat because you might be bald. My ass is not fucking bald under my hat. Look, sorry, my hair's all over the place because I just got a cut. See, look at that. Full set of hair, people. Definitely not hat fishing over here. So again, you got to be careful. All right, next question. So I've been talking to this guy who recently started making jokes about the age limit for him is 16. Run. Keep in mind, this is in his 30s. He says he's playing, but I don't think he's saying it anymore than once is a joke, let alone once I'm overthinking. Now, definitely one of these. Oh, shit. Hold on. Yeah. We're throwing red flags now. Definitely a red flag because he's saying it's okay to, like, his limit is now 16. No, absolutely. We don't joke about that. That's not something we joke about because that can get you in some serious trouble. I would never use that. I joke around a lot, but I would never use that as a joke. Oh yeah, like I don't care if they're 16. No, hell no. I'm not trying to get into no trouble at all because once you say that, me even saying that probably put me on a list somewhere. They'll be like, oh shit, we got him. Hey, we got him. Watch him hard. No. And it should be because sometimes some joking around comes with some truth. So you got to be careful with that because some stuff comes with some truth. And you don't want to imagine being with somebody who later on gets caught being with underage girls. Like, is that something that you want associated to you? They're going to be like, oh shit, that was so-and-so who dated that guy, right? Maybe she knew. So again, you got to be careful. So, Jose, what's up, bro? How are you? Men say some crazy ass stuff. Definitely run, girl. Yeah, that comes with a little bit of truth. Cindy, ¿cómo estás? How are you? So maybe he was just checking your temperature to see like, hey, I wonder what she's gonna say if I say something. But of course, if I say just joking, it doesn't, Diana, thank you for the gift. Remember how some people were like, it's not gay if I say no homo. Like they could do some like straight, like gay things to another guy and then just be like, yo, no homo. Like, and then all of a sudden they get a pass. Come on now. What's up, me 2021 only? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? That's some nasty, gross stuff and behavior. Absolutely. If someone plays with underage type of shit, hell no. Diana, thank you for all the gifts. I see you, girl. She's over there. She's trying to get them cheeks clap. I see you, girl. All right, next question. Talking to a guy who says he prefers younger girls early 20s because it's tighter, because makes me feel self-conscious because I'm 30 and so is he. I've hooked up once and he's asked again. However, I told him no because of that. If that matters to him, why ask me to hook up again? Okay, the first thing is him telling you that he likes younger girls because they're tighter. Clearly, he's going to be choosing, if he has a chance to choose you or a girl like that, he's going to choose that girl 9 times out of 10. And so, and who knows, maybe he might choose younger girls. Like, you don't know. Like, he could just be saying 20 because of legal reasons. But what if he's like, oh, okay, like, I don't care if they're a little younger, it doesn't matter. Him having the nerve to tell you that he likes girls in their 20s and you're 30 is clearly disrespectful for you, okay? Because imagine, I mean, tell him something like that. Be like, yo, say he has like a 4-incher, right? Be like, yo, I prefer guys who have 6 inches. So like, that's really good because it really fulfills me. Homie's only got like 4 or 3 down there, and he's just kind of like, sorry, you know what I mean? So definitely a red flag if he can bring something like that up and tell you. And then he has the nerve, like you guys hook up and then has the nerve to tell you, hey, let's hook up again. No, tell him to go find his little 20-year-old that's a lot tighter. No, you go find somebody who's going to appreciate you for you at your age right now. Because him trying to get somebody younger, again, like some people, I saw some people were saying here, midlife crisis. Absolutely. They want to feel like they can still pull a girl who's younger, right? So definitely. And he could also be trying to make you jealous at the same time, kind of like, oh, well, I'm going to make him like me. No. Saying stuff like that is hugely disrespectful, and that's not something that you should. It's definitely a red flag. Hold on. I got my, what's it called? My little red flags over here. Sorry. Look, I got definitely a red flag, okay? Like, let's be careful there. We're going to throw one of them bitches. All right, next question. Hooked up once with a guy and recorded us. I was uncomfortable that he did, especially since he never asked. He just did. I tried stopping him, but would just stop for a minute and start again. Now he reminds me about it, and honestly, I just regret it. So, if that were to happen, you should have just stopped. Because if you feel uncomfortable, no, intimacy should not be uncomfortable. Intimacy you should not feel like, why is he doing this? He shouldn't be doing this. You should be comfortable, and especially being naked, you should be comfortable doing that. And if he doesn't respect that too, you tell him that's illegal. He can't record you without your consent. So technically he did something illegal. And then I think that's the biggest thing. If at the moment he started recording, you tell him no. And if he pulled it out again, that should have been like, okay, we're done here. Like, obviously you can't listen. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want you to have a video of me right now. Like, you can be like, I don't know you that well, or like, I don't feel comfortable you having a video of me yet. Because what if he shares that video with his friends, his boys, like whatever, or it leaks, and then all of a sudden you have like your videos online or your photos online because they accidentally leaked. So that's why you should be careful. Nothing, while being intimate, nothing should be you shouldn't feel awkward. You shouldn't feel like they're doing something wrong. Like you shouldn't feel uncomfortable. So, because I'm sure if you would have asked, you could have been like, no, not right now, but maybe later on, right? So recording without consent is a major red flag. Yeah, because you don't know what he's going to do with it, especially if you don't know exactly, or you don't know him very well. You don't know if he's going to share it with his friends. You don't know if he's going to share it with people, leak it to other people, accidentally post it, So you have to be careful. You have to really trust this person, because once your stuff is on the internet, it's on there. Somebody could have downloaded it. Somebody could have screen recorded it and shared it to somebody else. Somebody could have took a screenshot. It's really fast how the internet spreads something really fast. And so that's why you have to be careful about what goes up on the internet. All right, next question. Hey, thank you, Elizabeth, for the gifts. I see you, girl. All right, next question. hooked up once with someone a couple months ago. He plays around. He plays around, saying he wouldn't be surprised if I gave him something. What? Keep in mind, he's my third body and he hooks up with anything that moves. Why does he do that? Girl, why did you do that? That's my question. If you knew he hooks up with anything that walks, why did you do that? Like, that's your fault, girl. Like, if you knew this dude, he just sleeps with everybody, sleeps with everything, anything that walks, why? Right? And then he had the nerve to tell you he might give you something. Girl, I hope this was after. If this was after, okay, I see it. Maybe you didn't see it coming. Maybe you didn't know him too well. And then later on you found out he likes to sleep with everybody, anything that walks. Okay, I understand it there. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. But if you knew it beforehand, this is your fault. Because if you knew he was like hooking up with a bunch of different girls and you thought him hooking up with you was going to change him, you know what I mean? This is how I'm looking at you. Like, because you're thinking like, oh, I'm going to change him. Anytime someone says, I'm going to change him, I'm going to give you this face. But this is how I actually feel inside. Exactly how I feel. So, lesson learned. Maybe, hopefully you used protection. And then if you maybe do a little bit of research next time you're going to hook up with somebody. So just letting you know. All right, next question. Literally had a sneaky link 3 weeks, LOL. We're both in relationship and agreed that we were going to do this. The car S was bomb and he ate the cat like his life depended on it. Only now he disappeared, no explanation, nothing, and I'm not chasing this man. F that. LOL. Your thoughts? I mean, it could be that he got what he wanted. I'm gonna play different sides here. He got what he wanted, and then now he's just like, all right, I'm out this bitch, right? Or he was in a relationship or married and he hooked up as much as he could with you and then dipped out. Because if the S is great, if you guys are being intimate and it's great, right? And the reason I say he might have somebody else is because did you guys ever do it in a bedroom, his room, his house, his apartment, whatever the case? If you guys only did it in the car, it's either he's in a relationship, married, or he lives with his parents. Like one of those. Like, why wouldn't you want to bring somebody over, like, and have intimacy and be comfortable? Like, don't get me wrong, car S is fun and it can happen every now and then. But let's be honest, like, if you do it all the time, it's a little fucking uncomfortable. Okay, it's something nice to do, like in the moment type of thing, something a little different. But if that's the only thing that you guys are doing is in the car, right? So I think something like that happened. Based off what you told me on the question, I think that he might have been in a relationship or talking to somebody to be in a relationship or married, got what he needed because you guys only hooked up for 3 weeks and then he dipped out and ghosted you. Like, didn't even tell you. Why would a sneaky link just ghost you out of nowhere? Like, let's be honest. If you guys are just sneaky links there to hook up, there's no reason to ghost you. You can just be like, hey, I'm getting into a relationship. Like, I can't do this anymore. And then it just ends there. But him just ghosting you, just like dipping out, that's the red flag right there. Okay. Just letting you know. Okay. All right. Next question. Hold on. Hi, Edgar. Thanks for the opening these lives so we can share. Absolutely. No, thank you guys. Talking to a guy who insists I should drink before we hook up. I don't drink at all. He says I wouldn't have the same fun if I don't. I'd rather be sober if I'm hooking up with someone. While he gets so drunk, he can't remember. Oh, yeah, see, That's definitely a red flag there because why do you need to be drunk? Like, I get it. Having drunk S is fun. You start doing some freaky things. Don't get me wrong. That can happen every now and then too. But him wanting you to get drunk beforehand, it could be that if you guys hooked up before, maybe you're not maybe you're not freaky enough for him, and so he's thinking if you drink, you're gonna have more fun, you're gonna be more freaky. And if he can only if he has to get super drunk to hook up with you, like that's right there is a future red flag problem. Like imagine you get into this to me it sounds like he has a drinking problem. Because if he's like, no, you have to drink before we do this, that's definitely a red flag problem right there. Because you don't need to drink. It again, it's fun. Like, say you go out and get some drinks, get a little lit, and then you're intimate with your person. Nothing wrong with that. But him telling you that he requires you to be drunk or have a few drinks before you guys get intimate, it's either like that's a red flag, right? He's again, I don't know what he's trying to do, or he might not think that you're freaky enough. I'm just playing both sides here. Like, maybe he doesn't think that you're freaky enough, and so he wants you to drink so you can like loosen up a little bit. Again, which one is it? I don't know, because I don't know how you are in the bed. You know, if you come to Arizona, I'm just joking. But that's definitely a red flag for me. If like the girl is telling me, "Oh, we have to drink each time," I'd be like, "The fuck for?" You know, it kind of sounds like you have a drinking problem. That's what it sounds like to me. You know, not so much a intimacy problem. So I knew this girl that had a smoke pot before she could have S with this one guy we both knew. See, again, like, maybe that I understand. Some people like to be, you know, kind of, you know, on that green, right? That type of that THC lit that way. I get that. Like, that's okay. I understand that. There's people who smoke that every day. But like, to have drinks just to be intimate beforehand, that right there, and he gets really bad, like basically blacked out. That's a problem. That's a huge problem right there. To me, it's giving alcoholic. That's what it's giving me. Okay, this is my face currently right now. I'm not gonna do it just because I don't want to be rude to you, but just know you get one of these. All right, next question. So there's this new guy, and we both are open with each other about hooking up with each other or with others. And we tell each other we've only hooked up once, mostly due to distance. He hooks up with someone about every day, but tells me he wants like another person. So I suggest he hit up another. My question is, why? Hold on. Why is it enough? Like, I understand hypersexual, but he seems to never have enough. I mean, if you give a guy a pass, meaning like if you're okay with him hooking up with a bunch of different girls, he's gonna want to do it, right? Because if, for the most part, most guys, if you give them a pass, if you're like, hey, you want to include another girl, they'll probably say yeah. Okay, like, let's be honest. But if it's like super bad where like he needs it like night, day, like 24 hours, he could be addicted to it too. Like, I'm not saying that he's not addicted to it. Could be an addiction, but I'm just going based off what you're telling me here. So he might be addicted, could be an option. I don't know. Or it could be that since you're giving him a pass to hook up with somebody, he's gonna, you know, he's gonna want the whole cake. You know, you give him a piece of cake, he wants the whole thing, right? So it could also be that. Which one is it? Again, I don't know, just because I don't know this person, but I'm just going based off what you told me. And now that you gave him a pass, I don't know if you guys are trying to be in a relationship or anything like that. It might be a problem, like being in a relationship with him, because he's gonna want the same thing, want it from multiple people. And if you don't give him a pass, if you guys are in a relationship, then guess what? He's gonna go behind your back and hook up with other people without telling you. So to me, it's giving like, hey, back off. He could have an addiction, and to me, it just seems like this is going down a dark hole that you don't want to go. I would now, you know what I mean? Like, again, I like it when a girl is like very, like, wants to hook up all the time, but multiple partners, wants it all the time, kind of sound it. Could be that he's addicted. So, all right. So, next question. Why would a guy continue to call me only after work, almost daily? We don't hook up, literally don't text. I don't understand. He has daily hookups in his town, yet he calls me. Why? Why would a guy continue to call me only after work? Almost, maybe he's bored. He's bored, because if you guys aren't hooking up and he just calling you, like, it kind of seems like he wants somebody to talk to, you know? Or maybe he thinks that there's something there, because sometimes you may think that there's nothing there, but the guy thinks that a full blown relationship is blooming. You know what I mean? Like, because there's some guys that be like, oh, like, how's it going with so and so? Oh, it's going great. And then if you talk to the girl, because I've had before, and they're like, oh, he won't leave me alone. He's always calling me. He's always doing this. He's always doing that. So again, it could be that he's calling you just because he's bored, or just that's really, because I don't call somebody just because I'm like, hey, what are you doing? All right, cool. All right, peace out. No. The only person I would probably call like that is my sister. Like, other than that, like, I'm not calling somebody to be like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, that just, no. I would just say, like, if it's an annoyance to you, or if it's something that you really don't like, just stop answering. Stop answering, and hopefully he gets the point over time, right? Wants to wear you down because he's bored and he knows you will answer and be there. Don't continue to allow him to waste your time. See, absolutely. And thank you, Jessica, for subscribing again. I see you, girl. Keep busy. Yeah, like, it could be that he's like just bored and will call you real quick. So again, I don't know him. If it's an annoyance to you, just cut him off. Like, it's that easy. All right, next question. Hi, Edgar. I love all your content. Thanks for what you do. I was told I wasn't that great looking, but have a huge heart. Low-key crushed me. He laughed, but I didn't. Girl, he has an ugly inside, and he probably has an ugly outside, because that's not something you tell somebody. Telling them that, like, oh, like, you have such a great heart. You're not that good looking, but you have such a great heart. What? You should have told them, ditto. But I get it. Like, there's just some guys who are out here who are just, maybe he was trying to hurt you. Maybe trying to make you feel like shit, because why would you tell somebody that? If you don't find, like, if you're not interested in somebody, just be like, hey, like, we should just be friends. Because a lot of people use that. Or, hey, I'm not, like, really looking for anything serious right now, or just something along those lines. But telling him that you're not very good looking, but you're beautiful on the inside. What? No, you should have. I would have been like, oh, yeah, you ditto. Likewise, you're beautiful inside, but the outside, Jesus, it needs some work. See, I like that. Again, manipulation, making the exception for you. It could be too. It could be like him beginning to brainwash you, saying like, I'm doing you a favor here. Like, yeah, you're not very good looking, but you have a great personality, and that's why I'm here, right? Like, again, it depends on who you're with. It could be that. So you just have to be careful. And if somebody has the nerve to tell you something like that, it's a huge red flag. Like, girl, you better run. You better run, because to me, it sounds like that person, like I said, has an ugly inside and an ugly outside. Okay. And if he could also be hurting, and he wants to hurt you too. So just be careful with that one. If you asked me, since you did ask me, I would say it's time to, like, part ways with this dude. Telling you you're not good looking, but you have a beautiful... Nah, come on now. Come on. All right, next question. After my divorce, I didn't know I was a freak. I love including toys, lubes, and new buddy. New buddy loves it. He creams me like a Twinkie. Oh, girl. We love that. We love that. Because, see, and this is what I'm saying. Like, maybe you're with the wrong partner. You might be with the wrong partner because you meet somebody new and they release the freak inside of you. And that happens. I've heard that so many times, time and time again. They're like, I didn't realize I was such a freak. I didn't realize I like this, I like that. My old person didn't like to do it, And then you meet somebody who wants to do that stuff to you. Imagine if you would have left your person a long time ago, because this is why in the beginning you're supposed to figure out your compatibility with your person, like intimacy compatibility. If they're vanilla in the beginning and they don't try to change, they're going to be vanilla for a long time. I'll tell you that. So when you're being intimate with somebody, don't be like, oh, but they're great looking. If they suck being intimate, trust me, it's going to be a problem later on. Like, it may not be a problem now because you're justifying it. He's a great person. He's a great this. But then later on, you're going to be like, I wish he would just fucking destroy me in the bedroom. Like, why doesn't he do that? And now you realize that somebody will do that for you. And there's nothing wrong. You know, including toys, absolutely great. So if you get a chance, another place to get some great toys is from naughtyscience.com. Okay, we have some great stuff over there. So if you want to include something with your person, that is the place to go. All right, hold on. Let me add this real quick. Sorry, I got to add this real quick because y'all keep asking me for it. I thought it was right here. I guess not. And no, it's not. Oh, I was gonna add the shirt, but because I got some messages right now asking me where I got this shirt. So this shirt is actually, and the hat should be in my showcase. So I'll add the hat right now. That way, like, if you guys are looking to get something like this for your man or for yourself, trust me, you won't regret it. Hello, nice hat. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Love the love the shirt. Yeah. You make sure you're compatible with your person being intimate, because if they suck, it's going to be a problem. I'll tell you right now. Spoiler alert. It's going to be a problem in the future, and especially if you don't try to encourage like different things, try new things. If you guys listen to today's podcast episode, it's called Bedroom Negotiations. It's all about that, like how to, like, why is it so important to be compatible with your person and how to bring up some of these conversations. Okay. Link is in the bio. Uncomfortable Convos is my podcast, and new episodes every Monday. So if you guys haven't checked it out, wherever you listen to podcasts at, it should be on there as well. So, all right. Next question. When someone lies, even of the smallest things, as a habit, is that an illness of why lie nonstop? Even you show proof and they deny. Girl, if they can lie about little things, they will lie about everything. Just the littlest things that they didn't need to lie about. Be like, hey, I saw you wearing a hat the other day. It was green. You'd be like, no, it wasn't. It was red. No, I literally saw it was green. No, it was red. I don't know what you're talking. Like, if they can lie about little things. Oh, I saw you driving over here. And that wasn't me, but it was clear. You know, if they can lie about the littlest things, they're going to lie about everything. Because there's no reason to lie about little things. Like, some of the dumbest things some people lie about. Why? Right? They're going to find out. And then later on, that should be a huge red flag. Like, if someone lies to you about the littlest things, you get one of these. Okay? Because you're going to lie about everything. And the bigger things, I'm pretty sure you're going to lie about those too. And then once that trust is gone, that trust is gone. And it's really hard to get back, no matter like what you do or say. Some people were like, oh, we trust each other again. But in the back of your head, like some people that got cheated on especially, it still sits back there. It doesn't matter. You don't fully trust this person anymore. Like, and I'm just being 100% honest. Once somebody violates your relationship, disrespects your relationship like that, and steps out or lies about something big, it leaves a little asterisk in the back of your head. You can be like, oh yeah, I forgave him and got over it. Did you now? Did you? Because trust me, like sometimes if somebody lies to you, like it still sits, a little piece still sits back there, and you're just like, so you just got to be careful with the little lies. That's a huge red flag, because a lot of little red flags lead into one massive red flag. Okay, just letting you know. Next question. I trust my girl. I don't trust her sister. Her sister hates me, and I feel like she tries to encourage my girl to leave me and cheat on me. But I feel like I can't say much because it's her sister. What should I do? So, are you in a relationship with her sister, or are you in a relationship with her? Okay, because, or or like, why is she saying that? That's why I get where you're coming from, because sometimes it's the friends or family that kind of try to encourage bad behavior just because they want to encourage bad behavior. Like, why is it? Have you ever had a chat with her? Maybe calling her out. Who cares if it's her sister? Like, if that was her sister, talk to your girlfriend and be like, yo, why is your sister like this? Like, can you ask her why it is that she doesn't like me? Like, what I did to, like, or what did I do to her to get her to not like me? And telling you to leave me, or even asking her straight up, be like, yo, like, what's up? Like, what did I ever do to you? So, like, you act like this. Like, I'm trying to treat her like a queen. I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z to her. But you're over here telling her to leave me, to cheat on me, to do this, and especially if she's younger, she could be like immature, right? Like, I don't know if it's the older sister, younger sister. She could be very immature, and she wants her sister there to be toxic with her. So it could also be that. What? Inconsistent brand information? Man, you crazy. Freaking TikTok be super sensitive. They just said inconsistent something. Anyways, so it could be a bunch of like. See, I lost my train of thought. It was the whole sister thing. Have a conversation, because yeah, it's a problem now, and if you don't nip that in the bud right now, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse to the point where you're not gonna be able to like be with this person or even save this the relationship. Because what if it gets to the point where maybe she does listen to her sister and like lies to you about something, or like does something toxic? So that's why you got to be careful, because something like that could happen. Okay. All right. Next question. Does it take the right man for a girl to be a freak? Yep. Absolutely does, because I'm sure, just like we talked earlier, there was the girl that was married didn't know she was a freak until she got with the new person. And that happens all the time. Sometimes it takes the right person to unleash that freaky side of you, wanting to try different stuff. And that's why I'm saying, like, you need to be compatible with your person, because if you're not compatible with your person, you're going to run into a bunch of issues like this is all we do. Like, it's boring. I want some crazy intimacy, but this person doesn't give it to you, and it doesn't even need to be in a relationship. Sometimes you meet somebody and you just don't connect on that level, right? Like, that vibe doesn't really connect, even though maybe you guys try to make a relationship out of it, but intimacy, you guys just don't vibe on that same level. So it's just bland, vanilla intimacy, right? But then there's sometimes that you meet somebody and then everything just connects and there's some crazy intimacy, right? So yes, it totally depends on the right person. It can be the right man, and then for like the man, it could be the right woman too that brings out the freak in them, or you bring out the freak in her too. So it goes both ways. It goes both ways here. So it takes the right person. That's why it's very important to see if you're compatible with your person being intimate, because I don't care what people say, being intimate is very plays a very big role in a relationship. Okay, yeah, I'm sure you want them as a great partner, maybe a great potential father, but if they're a great potential father and a great partner, but they suck in the bedroom, then guess what? It's gonna be a problem. I've had the questions over and over again where they're like, they're a great father, they're a great person, but they just suck being intimate. That's why I'm saying, if it's an issue being intimate with them, it's going to be a problem later on. I don't care how you sugarcoat it. I don't care how you dress it. I don't care how you tell me. If it's a problem in the beginning, like if you guys aren't compatible, it's going to be a big problem later on. Because if your freak level is up here and his is down here, and if you don't help him get his up in the very beginning, later on you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, I'm struggling here. And we've had a lot of that on the channel. So that's why I'm saying being intimate with somebody is huge. And I'm glad you brought this up, because I actually talk a lot about this in today's podcast episode. So if you haven't listened to it, It's called bedroom negotiations, is because it's something that you should bring up. And if like why some people don't want to bring it up, like their fear of being judged, maybe they're gonna think their partner thinks they're weird or freaky or something's wrong with them, and different ways to bring it up and why it's important. So if you haven't listened to it, link is in the bio. Go check it out. Uncomfortable Combos. It's anywhere you guys want to listen to podcasts. If you guys want to watch the video version, Spotify and YouTube. Okay, I taught him all the things he knows. See, Cindy knows what that's what I'm saying, and especially you ladies. You ladies hold a lot of power in the beginning of a relationship. And what I mean by that, the guys are willing to do whatever it is for you to like them in the beginning, right? Meaning like, oh, hey, I want him to do this, so I'm going to tell him, hey, you should do more of this. And when they're trying to court you, they'll be like, oh, shit, I'm trying to get her to like me. So guess what? I'm going to do more of that because I want her to like me. Oh, she wants me to be freakier or she's not going to be with me. I'm going to be a little bit more freakier, because I want her to like me. I'm going to learn new things because I want her to like me. Guys will fly. Guys will spend a lot of money. Guys will travel long distances across the country, across the ocean. They will hurt other people. They will backstab their friends and family for the cat. And you guys know I'm being honest about that. For the cat, guys will do some crazy shit. And so if you tell them that you need them to be freakier, they probably will. So L40, what's up, bro? How are you? Shout out to all the guys that keep joining. I love it when guys join and also comment. L40, he's one of them that always jumps in here and chats as well. So shout out to the fellas, okay? Because it takes a lot for not a lot of these guys. A lot of guys join. I see who joins, but not a lot of people comment. Not a lot of the guys, and they're too afraid. But hopefully one day, hopefully one day we get them all to comment. All right, next question. To cuddle or not to cuddle after a hookup? That is the question. I mean, is this afterwards, a little cuddle session? I like it. I'm good with it. I love it. That just like, I like to do it. Now, if it's just like a sneaky link, friends with benefits type of situation, avoid that because now you're getting into the field of catching feelings, like being intimate like that, being like, oh, let me hold you real quick, and then some people start, I kind of like this dude, or the guy's like, I kind of like her, where I could see myself laying in bed with her here for a long time. So if it's your person, do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I love a little cuddle session right after, but once it starts getting hot, then I'm like, all right, we're done. But if you're just a sneaky link or friends with benefits, avoid cuddling because that's just somebody's gonna catch feelings with those little intimacy moments, right? Cuddling a little bit. Someone said forehead kisses. Yes, forehead kisses will lead to that. So I would just say avoid it if you guys are not like boyfriend and girlfriend or heading towards that way. If just sneaky links or friends with benefits, avoid it. All right, next question. No one had ate my whole booty so good after 10 years of no S. Love it when he grabs me and tosses me all over the bed. Shh, girl. And see, my man loved to eat the groceries, and you realized that he loved to eat the groceries. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I applaud that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to figure out, like, you were with somebody who wasn't being intimate with you, wasn't being freaky with you, but now you're with somebody who loves to do that. And Jaylene, fair enough. Some people say it's gross. Some people say it's not gross. But what I always tell people, if they love it, then do it. Even if it's not for me, because I'm with you, Jaylene, I don't like to eat the booty, but somebody else loves to eat the booty, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not shaming no freak. Like if that's what, because maybe I do some stuff, because your boy likes to slide it in the booty. I love to do that. Some girls don't love it. Some people think that's gross, and that's fine. If you think it's gross, cool. But some people love it. But that's why I love this page, is because we get everybody's perspective. Jane Lane says no to it, and that's fair. I respect it, because it's not for everybody. But that's why intimacy. That right there, how you don't like it, and like somebody else loves it, is the same way. Like you need to figure out your person, because like if you're into it and your person's not into it, you're gonna crave it later on. For example, like there's also the girls who don't like to go down on a guy, and there's guys who love the girl to go down on them. And so like because I was with somebody who didn't like to do that, and trust me, it was killing me inside because I wanted that and they didn't want to do it. And so clearly that didn't work out, because that was a huge part of it. But this is why you figure out your person and if you're compatible with them. Because say the guy really loves to like do something and you don't like to do it, or you like to do something and your guy doesn't really like to do it, it's going to lead to future problems if there's no compromise in that. So, but I'm glad you commented, and I'm glad, and that's why I love this page, because everybody can talk about their perspective. And I made a video about that. Like, that's fair. Like, people, if they like something, they don't like something, totally fair. 100% agree. Like, you guys can comment and say you don't like it. The only thing I do not allow on my pages is disrespecting other people. Like there's some people like that jumped on and would tell people, oh, you're so dumb for doing this. Like I would jump in some of the conversations and be like you guys can debate about what you guys like and don't like, but the moment it gets disrespectful, somebody gonna get blocked. Okay, we don't do disrespectful over here. Here is a place where we can comment our differences and be respectful about it. Disrespecting, you won't see this page anymore because you'll be blocked. All right, next question. Do you see yourself with kids? Now, I always said, if it happens, it happens. Am I out here trying to pump kids into somebody? No. Because I don't know. I've just always loved my freedom, meaning like I love that I can just do whatever I want and not have to be like find a babysitter or anything like that. Kids sometimes aren't for everybody, right? And I know plenty of people who are like, I don't want to have kids. And plus, now that I'm older too, 37 years old, do I really want to have a kid? And by the time they get older, by the time they get 20, I'm gonna be 57, And like, so you can't really do much with them anymore because you're already like a lot older and maybe a little bit more tired. Again, everybody to each their own. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, trust me, I'm not tripping about it at all. At all. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, no. Like, I get my fix with kids, meaning like my nephew, friends have kids. Like, I'll play with them. The moment they start crying, I'm like, here, take your child back. The moment they start crying or he's throwing a tantrum, this is literally my face. And I'm just like, here you go. Take your child. Take your child because it is freaking out on me. All right, next question. I used to hook up with my boss at work on my night shift. We had S all over the building, even on the balcony overlooking downtown LA. The memories. Girl, I love that for you. See, again, work, boss, kind of a little gray area, because if it doesn't work out, like, is it going to get weird? But again, everybody's situation is different. I always say avoid the workplace because it rarely ends well. But if you guys are just like a sneaky link type of thing, because that's kind of what it sounded like, it was just a sneaky link, cool. But just remember, like, if you were to hook up with somebody and you get fired because of it, that's on you too. You can't blame anybody else but yourself because you got yourself into that situation. Or if your boss is married too, like, you got yourself into that situation as well. But the positive thing here is doing it in a bunch of different places, right? Doing it here, doing it there, or overlooking some scenery, the city view. Like, that shit's hot, like doing it in different places. But I think it was like super hot because it was your boss. You were doing it in places that maybe you shouldn't have been doing it in. And again, I never promote doing like messing around with people at work, because usually, look at the CEO guy that got caught cheating with the HR lady. You could be next. All right, next question. I get off while thinking of how good it would be to sit on that face and squirt all over you and then have you F me till I squirt all over your girl. I mean, I am in Gilbert, Arizona. Well, I thank you. I appreciate you, girl. But trust me, I'm pretty sure there's other guys out here. You just got to give some guys some time. Like, just don't settle for less. Okay? Don't settle for less, queen. Because there's plenty of other guys out here who are freaks. I know the guys that comment over here on TikTok. Is it TikTok? I think it is TikTok. They be freaks. The other day, one of the guys came in here and said, hey, I let my girl eat my booty the other day and shit was amazing. See, I'm telling you. I mean, the booty thing is not for me, but the thing is that there's other guys who are crazy freaks out here. So trust me, there's going to be some out there. And if we happen to cross paths and you moisturize this beard, it's also a great source of protein as well. So that could be an option. All right, next question. I hooked up at a 24-hour fitness in the jacuzzi with a friend of mine with other people where we're in there and we hit the co-ed changing room, equipped with a shower, locked the door, and F 2 more times. I was so sure people heard me, but I didn't care. Hey, sometimes you got to risk it. I mean, you were risking your membership too. I'll tell you that right now. But maybe you should have waited. See, the only thing I didn't like about that, I love the freakiness. I love the freaky part. 100%. Do it in the pool, do it here, do it there. Love it. But maybe having a little bit of respect for other people that are in the pool. You know what I mean? Like, I would not want to be chilling in the pool. Say I just finished a workout and I'm just chilling, right? And then all of a sudden I look over and you guys are fucking bumping uglies over there. I'm just gonna be like, really? Like, I was just chilling. Like, now I gotta get out. Cause now you made me feel awkward. Is it weird if I stay and watch you? Or is it weird if I leave? Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna do it in the pool, make sure nobody's in there. Like, that's all I'm asking. Like, make sure it's just you. Make sure it's just you in the pool, because trust me, if I saw somebody smashing over there, I'd be like, oh shit. And guess what the first thing is that people do nowadays? Can you guess? What is the first thing that people do nowadays? Or they probably would have done this. They probably would have been like put the phone here and just been like, it's the first thing people do nowadays. Like, they're gonna catch you on there. So, but again, if you're gonna do it and be freaky, there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure nobody's in the pool. Let's give that hat a moment. Hey, thank you. Hey, this hat is actually in the showcase. So if you guys want to check it out, it's there. It's actually really high quality material. Sway. Look at that. Look at that. You know the vibes. And it comes in a bunch of different colors. After I got it, definitely getting the other colors because, come on. All right. Next question. Oh shit, already read that one. My bad. How do I move forward from my narcissist ex who lied, manipulated, and gaslit me and broke my trust so many times? He ultimately ended up cheating on me, and I was paying the girl too. He never sincerely apologized, and I'm trying to put myself back together. But I'm afraid I can't trust men again. Now, to me, what it sounds like is that you're going to need some help. Meaning, like, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. Some counseling, some therapy, it will go a long way, and it will help you a lot more than anything I'm going to tell you on this. Because I can be like, oh, just take some time, get over it. No, a therapist or counseling is going to tell you the necessary steps to get past this and figure out what it is that triggers you, what it is that, to look for. They're going to help you. And hopefully you're not contacting him anymore. Hopefully you're just done over that. Don't let him come into your life. The moment he messages you, block that number, you block this, shows up to your house, you call the police, restraining order. You need to just make sure tell him you're not fucking around, right? Because if he's a narcissist, he's going to make it seem like it's, like everything's okay, it's your fault, or he's going to find some way to weasel his way back into your life. So, Molly says right here, therapy saved me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing I can really say that's going to help you right now, especially going through something like that. That they're the trained professionals in that area. They're going to figure out what it is, what triggers you, what you can do to help those triggers. That way you can trust somebody else. And it's a great investment. Don't ever think that it's a horrible investment. It's a great investment because you're investing into yourself. Because I'm sure a lot of people would have been like, if I would have, I wish I was still in it. See, Molly says that she wishes that she was still in it. And I'm sure some people wish that they would have done it sooner to help them instead of trying to do it on their own. So definitely give them a shot. That's the best way, because they're there to help you, and they're going to be able to hear all the issues that you went through and how to get over it. That's what you pay them for that. Kind of like wherever you go to some place to get some sort of service, you pay them for that. That's what they're there for. So don't be afraid. And it's all confidential too. So you're fine, girl. Okay, you're good. All right, we're going to do one more question. Divorced for 3 years, but why do I feel like I am cheating when I go on dates? Well, it could be that you're not over it. You're not completely healed from this. And so that's why okay, I'll give you this example. I remember when I was in a relationship for 7.5 years. Yeah, I didn't get another girlfriend until I think it was like 3 years later. But even when I went on dates, I felt like I was doing something wrong, because that was not normal for me. It was not normal for me to go into or go to on a date with somebody else. Even when I went out, like clearly single, went out on a date, I felt like, oh shit, like, am I doing the right thing? I kind of was like looking around, even though I wasn't doing anything wrong, right? I felt like I was doing something wrong because I was just 7.5 years and never been on a date, because obviously the only person that I dated at the time was my ex, right? So after that, then it feels weird because it's a little different. Is somebody going to see you? But I eventually got over it. And it wasn't because, like, I know, who said that? Bell's Beauty says that you were still in love with your ex. It could be true. I'm not saying that's not true. For me, it wasn't that. I wasn't in love with her anymore. I just felt like I was doing something wrong. And finally, I was able to get past that, because I was able to, like, basically tell myself, like, hey, like, you're single, dude. Like, what the fuck? You're not doing anything wrong. Because there was other things to that. I felt like somebody was going to see me and then tell her, and then it was going to be a problem. Kind of like if I were to cheat, like it was just a bunch of different things. But that eventually went past. But it also could be what Bell's Beauty said, that you're still in love with this person. So you feel like you're doing something wrong. And I get that. But if you're continuing to have issues, like with going out on dates with somebody, maybe being alone for a little bit more longer, healing, taking your time, because would you want to go on a date or date somebody that wasn't giving you 100% of them, right? Imagine you're dating somebody and they're going through similar issues or can't get over their ex. They're only giving you like 50, 60% of their attention or their effort. Like, would you want somebody like that? So if you can't give somebody 100% of your attention, your effort, maybe you shouldn't be dating yet. So also think about that. Like, don't put these guys through that because you're not fully healed or past your previous relationship. Because again, some people take a little bit longer to heal, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, you should have been healed by now. No, everybody takes a different amount of time. There's no right amount of time. To me, it kind of sounds like maybe you should take a little bit more time just to get over this, maybe focusing your mind not on dating, just like other things. That way, because when you go on a date, it should be like, oh, I'm trying to get to know the person. Oh, I'm trying to like look for a partner. Not like, shit, should I even, be here? Like, am I doing something wrong? So that's what I would recommend for that one. So, but anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining. We got a shit ton of questions left, because trust me, we don't. Every Mondays and Thursdays we answer the questions. So if you guys asked the question and it didn't come up yet, Thursday 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're gonna answer more questions. And if you want to participate in the anonymous questions, make sure you guys follow my IG, because that's where I post the anonymous question link. so you guys can ask questions. And if you guys haven't listened to today's podcast episode, listen to today's podcast episode because it's based on a lot of what we were talking about today, like the being intimate, like intimacy, how to bring it up, like having your partner be more freaky and stuff like that. So definitely, if that's something that you guys struggle with, watch that podcast episode and don't wait. Some people wait. Oh, they're gonna change eventually. No, they don't change. Bring it up right away. Try to change them as soon as you can, like intimacy wise, or later on it's going to be a lot harder too. So anyways, thank you guys for joining. I will see you guys on Thursday. I'm going to try to do a bonus live. I have a live thing that I'm working on that's going to be on TikTok or Twitch only. I'm going to call it like Wild Wednesday or something like that. They're going to get crazy, but it's only going to be a Twitch thing. Hey, thank you, Elizabeth, for the gift. I see you, girl. It's only going to be a Twitch thing. Podcast name is Uncomfortable Convos. Link is in the bio. So if you haven't followed me on Twitch, I'll let you guys know when I have everything ready for that, like live, because I want it to be like a show for you guys too, because I want it to be entertaining. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure, like, if you guys are gonna play with yourself, make sure you guys think of your boy, because I'll be okay with that. All right, see you guys later.